greeting of the day. Today the topic of presentation is research process. As you know, in research methodology it is a very important topic. So, let us start with a research process. So, what is research? You know, research is re plus search to find out something again, and you have to do research in a process. So, let us know what is the research process. The research process involves identifying, locating, assessing and analyzing the information you need to support your research question. Suppose you have some research question, then you have to find out their solution, and there is a process where you have to identify, then locate, then assess and then analyze the information you need to support your question, your research question, and then developing and expressing your ideas. The research process can be broken down into 7 steps, making it more manageable and easier to understand. Sometimes there may be more or less research step. It's depend totally on the type of research design, so, which is your next topic for the study. So, here we start with first step. So, you can see these are there are 7 stages in the research process, and first one is identifying the problem, which is really very important. So, you have to find out research problem, what is the problem you have to identify first. Then second is reviewing literature. You have to review literature about the problem and find out what is the problem, what are the research gap. And in third, formulating a hypothesis on the basis of review of literature, on the basis of objective. Then you formulate hypothesis for your research. After that, research design, it is also very important. So, because there are so many research design like exploratory, like descriptive. So, it's all depend on the objective, it's all depend on the research question, what research design you would going to adopt. Next, carry out the research process, then you carry out that research report process. And sixth point is preparing research result after collecting data, after analyzing, after collecting your facts and text, you prepare result, research result. And last point is reporting research finding, and in the last you have to report your research finding. And there are many type of research. Suppose you are doing BBA, then you have to write a report. You are doing MBA, you have to write a report. And suppose you are pursuing your PhD, then you have to write a thesis. So, there is different name for different type of report. It's depend on what type of research you are going to do. So, let us start with our first step. So, first step is really very important, which is identifying research problem. The first step in the research is to identify a problem or develop a research question. So, be careful when you are selecting the research question and when you are doing your research. So, first point is really very important, because if your research is ill defined, then your research will end with nothing. So, your research problem identification and formulation is really very important. The research problem may be something the agency identify as a problem, some knowledge or information that is needed by the agency, or the desire to identify a recreation trend nationally. However, the research problem comes up with the ongoing phenomenon or issue. There may be so many issues which are going in a country, in a company, in an organization, which may be area for your research problem, and you can do research on that area, in those area. Formulate your question. Your research may start as a general idea or a specific question. Sometimes your research may be start with journal problem, and sometimes there may be specific question, like due to this, under this pandemic in to the 2020, you can see the COVID-19 is a really very specific area, very specific area where lots of research have done to make medicine and to find out the way how we can fight with the COVID-19 in this situation. So, your research may start as a journal idea or a specific question, statement or thesis. Know what you want to focus on before you begin. So, it is really very important. You have to focus before begin, because a good beginning is work half done. A research problem is a statement about an area of concern, a condition to be improved, a difficulty to be eliminated, or a troubling question that exists in scholarly literature, in theory or in practice that point to the need for meaningful understanding and deliberate investigation. It is a deliberate investigation because there is some problem and you want to give solution for that problem. In some social science discipline, the research problem is typically posed in the form of a question. A research problem does not state how to something, offer a vague or broad proposition or present a value question. There may be research in social science, there may be research in physical sciences, means PCM, physics, chemistry, math. There are different criteria, there are different methods which are adopted in both type of areas. Social research are different from exact science research. So, second point is, after identification of problem and formulation of problem, you have to review literature, and for identification of problem you can go for review literature. So, once the research problem is identified and defined, the next step is to review the existing research. Suppose a research is done in that area, some research are done in that area already. So, you have to find out what you are going to do different in that area. So, you have to find out research gap, which is really very important, and to find out that research gap you have to review lots of literature that help you in your research journey. So, once the research problem is defined and the next step is review the existing research. The researcher must learn more about the topic under the investigation, because if researcher have knowledge about that area, then it will be good for him and it will be easy to carry out research for him. To do this, the researcher must review the literature related to the research problem. This step provides fundamental knowledge about the problem area. The review of literature also educates the researcher about the studies have been conducted in past and how these studies were conducted and conclusion in the problem area. There are lots of things which you can include in your research, like journals, like magazine, newspaper, and from thesis which are done by other scholars. So, review of literature is really very important and you go through with this. And next is, the third step is formulating a hypothesis. So, first you have to know what is hypothesis. Basically, hypothesis is a statement which you want to prove. In this step, the researcher make the problem precise. You are making your problem very precise with the with defining the hypothesis. The research work is topic focused and redefined. You cannot do research in vacuum. You have to you should have some grounds, and after that, suppose you have some question and you have review literature, then you have to formulate a hypothesis. Second one is then the researcher step forward to how the problem would be approached. So, you have to see how you can step forward your problem. The nature of the research problem can decided to formulate a definite hypothesis. So, a hypothesis is tested. After setting hypothesis, you have to test that hypothesis. How do you test that hypothesis? Suppose we want to check something and we have to collect data for the same, and then we verify the result with that data, and we can reject and as well as accept our hypothesis. Suppose we want to check in this scenario the effect of COVID-19 vaccination on the health of the patient. So, we can collect data for the same and we can make a hypothesis that there is no significance effect of vaccination on health of patients, but it's depend on our result that we should accept or reject that hypothesis. A hypothesis tested. Effective research work formulate a hypothesis in such a way that collected factual data will provide evidence that either supports or disapprove them. Here you can see we can reject hypothesis after testing and we can accept, it depend on the result only. Formulation of hypothesis in research will make you more expert, and in the end the hypothesis turns into a practical theory, and after completing this step your hypothesis can be turns into the practical theory. Fourth step is, it is really very important, research design. The researcher that must find out a research design decide how the research material will be collected. So, you can say research design is blueprint of your research. It is like a map for your journey, you can say. So, it is really very important. So, you have to make blueprint first of all, one or more research method. For example, as I said earlier that there are lots of method which we can adopt for our research, like for example experiment, survey, interview, etc. are chosen depending on the research objective. So, suppose for example, you are going to conduct research in the area of science, then experimental research is really very important. Experimental research design is very important for your study. Suppose you are going to research in the area of marketing, or you can say human resource management, then you can have a survey for your research, so an interview, etc. So, it's depend all on your research objective and hypothesis what research design you should choose or not, right. In some research context, a survey may be suitable, like I am saying about marketing. In human resource management, the survey of customer in case of marketing and survey of employee in case of human resource management. So, it's all depend on the area which you choose for your research. In other facts, interview or case studies or observation might be more appropriate. So, it's all depend on the objective of the study. Find the ways how to choose a research design. Research design actually providing insight into how to conduct research using a particular research methodology. Basically, every researcher has a list of research questions that need to assessed that can be done with research design. In other words, the function of research design is to provide for the collection of relevant evidence with minimal expenditure of effort, time and money. As you all know, we have a limited number of hours, we have limited efforts, we have limited money. So, your research should be cost effective. So, you need to do research like that. You can save your energy, you can save your time and money as well. But how all these can be achieved depend on mainly of the research purpose. So, what is your research purpose? Suppose for example, in India, in India after every 10 years there is census conducted by the government of India, and the time is 10 years. Why they choose 10 years after 10 years? Because in census there is need of lots of time, lots of money and lots of labor. So, it is done every after 10 years. But our research basically mainly our research topics are small, and if we are talking about academic research, we have just a topic and we have to do sample survey because of lack of time, lack of energy and lack of you can say money, because we have short budget. So, it's depend on okay. Then in other words, the function of research design is to provide for the collection of relevant evidence with minimal expenditure of effort, time and money. But how all these can be achieved depend mainly on the research purpose. What is your research purpose? It is really very important. Research purpose may be grouped into 4 categories like exploration, like description, diagnosis and experimentation. Suppose if we are talking about exploration, what do you mean by this? So, exploration is when you are going to explore something new. So, there may be chance that there is need of lot of money, time and your labor, your hard work, because you are exploring something new. Description, in description it may be less, because in description you know what is the problem, you just describing it and you can do it in less time with less effort and with less money. And in social research main researches are of this type. Diagnosis, like diagnosis, there is a problem, you know, but now you are going to solve that problem. And in experimentation, it's basically related to science. So in experiment, it take huge amount of time and huge money, so it's very costly. So as I already said to you that the expenditure and the time and the efforts totally depend on the type of research and the objective of research and the area of research. Next, carry out the research process. Now you have research design, now you have blueprint, now it's time to carry out. While the research design is decided, then the researcher collect data, record information. Now what is data? Data is the input which is needed for research, and there may be of two type data, primary data and secondary data. What is primary data? Primary data, that is collected first hand by researcher, that is original data. And what is secondary data? Secondary data which is already collected by someone else and researcher is just using that data for his research. So it's also depend on the your research, that which kind of data you are going to use. So you can use primary data as well as you can use secondary data. If I am talking about the area, research area, like I am talking about marketing, and you are going to do research in marketing area, then you have to collect primary data. You can use secondary data as well, because there is mixed use of primary data and secondary data. But in some research you can depend on secondary data also, like in some area of finance. Suppose you are doing research on policy of government, so you can do easily with the help of secondary data only. And suppose you are doing ratio analysis on the balance sheet of a company, you can do it with the help of secondary data only. But in case of human resource management and in marketing area, there is a need of mix primary data as well as secondary data. Primary data, suppose for example you are doing research on the topic of marketing, then there is a need of primary data which is collected, which can be collected by interview, by survey, by questionnaire, schedule. It's depend on the type of your respondents, or on the budget, on different things, on the objective of your research. Suppose you are going to collect data on human resource management, you are doing research. So then you have to collect data from employee. So there are different criteria for different area. And record information, where you record information, it may be in experiment, you can record your observation. Suppose you are doing a test and you can record it. The researcher proceed with the research. Practical difficulty may arise in this stage. There may be some practical problem, like respondent may be in may show negligence while giving their data. So you have to persuade them to give data, accurate data to you. So you have to motivate them. So there may be difficulty, because it is a some sort of practical part of research, because before this you are planning and planning, but now it's it is not on paper, you are doing the research. So this is the point where you can have number of problem, and you can have to solve them, right? There are so many methods. So you have to motivate your respondent that they can give answer to you. The researcher proceed with research. Practical difficulty may arise in this stage. For example, the research method may not suit properly. Sometimes it happens that research method may not suit properly. The interviewer might be unwilling to let carry out the research as planned. It may be happen. Moreover, a false interpretation could be potentially biased the result of the study. Interpretation done by researcher, it also affect the reliability, the validity of your research. So, when you collect data, you need to know the effective technique of data collection in order to gather necessary and relevant information with regard to research. Suppose, for example, I want to give a tip how you can collect data effectively. If you are going to collect primary data, you need to know which is the spare time of your respondent. You have to give priority to your respondent because they are very important for you. If they are providing data wrong to you, that will make your research wrong. So please, first of all, you have to convince your respondent that this data is collected only for research purpose, and all information given them will be kept confidential, so that they can fill your data easily, and they don't make any they don't make any false entry in your questionnaire or schedule whatever instrument you are going to use in your research. Then next is preparing research result. Suppose now data is collected, now you have to prepare research result on the basis of that collected data. Now work out the implication of the data you gathered. Now you have to make tables, you have to make frequency, you have to calculate the mean, given mean and standard deviation. You have to apply different kind of test now, like Z test, T test. It depend on your research question and research problem, which method you are going to adopt. You can use t-test, you can use ANOVA, you can use chi-square test. It's all depend on your objective and your own, it depend on your data also. So your challenges are not over yet. So your fifth point of research and sixth point research has many challenges. Rather, problem might just begin. It is hardly easy to clear out implication of the gathered material. So you need to very careful while you are collecting data, because it is very important. All other steps are depend on this, because if your data is wrong, your interpretation will automatically be wrong. So be careful while collecting your data. You can take some time, but try to collect a good type of data. Rather, problem might just begin. It is hardly easy to clear out the implication of the gathered material. While it is possible to clarify the research question, some investigations are less conclusive. So, interpret your research result in order to report the findings. No matter what kind of research you are doing, there come a moment when your head is full of ideas that originated from your analysis, right? So you have there will be a moment when you have different kind of idea in your mind, because you have done many things. At this stage, ideally you will write them down as they come to you. So when you have some idea, you should note each and every idea. It will really help you while writing your research format, thesis, or whether it's report, whether it's for MBA, research report for MBA, or research report for BBA, research report of any master degree. So, and if you are pursuing your doctorate, so it is really very important. Whenever there is an idea which come in your mind, you should write it down in a notebook, which is very important, right? Now you need to convert the mass of those element and idea into a written text that makes sense to the reader and can do justice to your quest. जो भी whatever you done in this area, you have to make justification of that. The respondent, the parties which are going to read your thesis or your research work, they should clearly understand it, and they are able to understand in very easy manner. The next point is reporting research finding. This is the last but not least. The final step of research process outline is to report the research finding, which is very important. Till now you have do 6 activity, and there are lots of data which you have different responses, you have different kind of data which you collected under your studies. Now it's time to report the needed data in your thesis or in your report. The final step, which is really very important, the final step of the research process outline is report the research findings. Describe the significance of research study. You have to describe the significance of research study, work out how do they relate to the previous research findings. Suppose I am talking about a thesis of a doctorate person, right. So there will be mostly 5 chapter. First is related to introduction. You have to write down first chapter which is related to introduction. Second is of your review of literature, and third chapter is research methodology. Fourth is analysis of the data, and fifth is finding. So it is really very important. Introduction is very important, review of literature is very important, and I am talking about like your research methodology. What is your research methodology? After that, how do you collect your data, analysis of data, then you have to analyze that data, and then last you have to find out your findings, main findings. What are the main findings? There may be a topic which is research gap, what the another researcher can do. So work out how do they relate to the previous research finding. Usually the research report published as a journal article or book. You can get publish your research as a journal, or you can say book. It's depend on what kind of research you have done. It may be for journal, writing a journal, it may be for writing a report, it may be for writing a book also. So it's depend what kind of research you are going to do and what you have done. This is the last stage in terms of the individual research report. Mostly research report discusses question that remained unanswered. The research report discuss the questions that remained unanswered and suggest further research in the future in journal. How do your research going to help other researcher? It will tell other researcher that these are the gap in this research and you have to fill these gap. You can fill these gap with the help of another research. So a research report is not ending itself, but it is giving birth to the new topic. It is giving a platform to another researcher that they can do their research to finding out the gap of that research. This also signifies how do you write your research paper. You must write your research finding in a proper ways. So I do suggest going through research report writing step with format. So it is really very important. So these are 7 steps which are really very necessary, and as I told earlier that these steps may be more or less depend on the your research topic, your research problem. So you have to justify and you have to find out that how many steps you are going to taken in your research process. So it's depend on the research topic, research area, and your research area, and like this. So these are the 7 point of research process. Thank you.